Okay, so let's discuss the last topic for this chapter, which is the inverse of a function. So it's very important to know that the function is a one-to-one because only one-to-one functions have an inverse function. So let f be one-to-one function. Then the inverse function of f is the function g, whose rule is g of y is x exactly when f of x is equal to y. Then the domain of g is the range of f, and the range of g is the domain of f. So let me illustrate that later after makuha natin ang inverse of a function sa example na ibibigay natin. So let us have the steps in finding the inverse of a one-to-one function. So step 1 is to replace f of x with y. So, syempre, mas madali ang mag-solve ng y lang kasi para isa sa reason is mas kukunti ang susulatin, and of course, mas madali natin siyang masosolve later. So, solve this equation for x in terms of y, and then interchange x and y, then replace y with f inverse of x. So, let us try to illustrate by finding the inverse of the function f of x is equal to 5 minus 6x. So sabi ng step 1, we just have to replace f of x with y. So y is equal to 5 minus 6x. Then solve for the value of x daw in terms of y. Transposing that 6x, so this becomes 6x is equal to negative y plus 5. Then divide both sides by 6. We have x is equal to negative y plus 5 all over 6. Then we need to interchange x with x and y. So this x becomes y, and that y becomes x divided by 6. So the resulting function is the inverse of the given function negative x plus 5 over 6. That is the inverse of the function. So let us try example number 2. Oops! Sabi ko nga pala kanina, i-illustrate natin yung graph ng function. So we have f of x is equal to 5 minus 6x, and its inverse 5 minus x all over 6. Kasi yung ating function can be written as 5 minus x all over 6. So notice that if we substitute the value of x, which is equal to negative 3, 5 minus 6 times negative 3 is equal to 5 plus 18. That's equal to 23. For x is equal to negative 2, that's 5 plus 12, 17. 5 plus 6, 11. 0 plus 5 minus 0 is 5, then negative 1, negative 7, and negative 13. And then for 5 minus x all over 6, if we substitute the value of x be equal to 23, that becomes 5 minus 23 divided by 6. That gives us negative 18 divided by 6 is equal to negative 3. And therefore, the f inverse of x is equal to negative 3. And if we substitute 17, it becomes negative 2. Substitute 11, it becomes negative 1. So we notice that the domain of this function is the range of its inverse. The domain of its function is the range of its inverse. Therefore, we have proven that our function kanina, or definition natin kanina, is correct. So, if we try to see on the graph, we have 5 minus 6x, that's the original function, and its inverse. So, notice that it is symmetric with respect to y is equal to x. So, ano naman ang silbi nitong y is equal to x? So, let us try to investigate. If we use f circle of f inverse of x, so that is we substitute or combining the function, f circle f inverse becomes f of f inverse of x. So meaning to say, isa-substitute natin yung 5 minus x over 6 sa ating original function. So this is 5 minus 6 times the quantity 5 minus x all over 6. That 6 cancels out. Then we distribute that negative. There becomes 5 minus 5 plus x. So 5 minus 5 cancels out. Then f circle f inverse of x is equal to x. And then that is y is equal to x is our line of symmetry. So notice that the graph is symmetric with respect to y is equal to x. So meron siyang line of symmetry. So ibig sabihin, we can verify our answer is correct if pag ginamitan natin siya ng composition of function, makukuha natin ang value is equal to x. So for f of x is equal to 4 minus 5x cubed, let us try to find the inverse of that function. So again, step 1, replace y with, or f of x with y. So again, by transposing that negative 5x cubed on the left side, this becomes 5x cubed. This is 4 minus y by transposing y on the right side of the equation. Dividing both sides by 5. That's 4 minus y all over 5. Then taking the cube root, extracting the roots, that gives us cube root of 4 minus y over 5. Then replacing y with x or x with y, this is cube root of 4 minus x all over 5. And this must be the inverse of the function 4 minus 5x cubed. So this is 4 minus x all over 5. So again, we evaluate f inverse circle f of x, and dapat makikita natin na ang sagot natin ay equal sa x. So substitute natin daw ang f of x sa ating f inverse. So this is cube root of 4 minus yung ating f of x, which is 4 minus 5x cubed all over 5, becomes cube root of 4 minus 4 plus 5x cubed. Why? Because we just have to distribute that negative dun sa nasa inside ng parenthesis. 4 minus 4 is 0. This becomes 5x cubed over 5. And 5 cancels out. That's cube root of x cubed, which gives us x. So therefore, our answer is correct. Because we have proven that f inverse circle f of x is equal to x. So let us now try, given f of x is equal to 2x minus 1, and that's 3x minus 2. Find f inverse of x. Then we verify if the answer is correct. So again, step 1, replace f of x with y. This is 2x minus 1 all over 3x minus 2. Then cross multiply, we have 3x minus 2 multiplied by y is equal to 2x minus 1, because we need to solve for the value of x in terms of y. Then distribute, this is 3xy minus 2y is 2x minus 1. Then transpose 2x on the left, this becomes 3xy minus 2x. Then transpose 2y, negative 2y on the right, that's 2y minus 1. So again, what we did is to transpose this 2x on the left, it becomes negative 2x, and transpose negative 2y on the right, it becomes 2y minus 1. Then x times the quantity 3y minus 2 is equal to 2y minus 1. Then x is therefore equal to 2y minus 1 over 3y minus 2. So we have solved x in terms of y. Then we interchange x to y. This is 2x minus 1 over 3x minus 2. And that therefore is our inverse of the function, which is exactly the same as that of our function. This is called self-inverse. And let us try to verify kung totoo ang self-inverse, meaning to say f of x is equal to its inverse. Let us try to verify by substituting f inverse of x sa ating original function. At dapat ang maging sagot natin ay equal sa x. So ang ating original function ay 2x minus 1. So substituting f inverse, which is the same as 2x minus 1 over 3x minus 2. Minus 1 all over 3 times the quantity, that's 2x minus 1 over 3x minus 2 minus 2. And that must be equal to x daw. Then distributing that 2 inside the parenthesis, magiging 4x minus 2 all over, ang LCD natin sa numerator ay 3x minus 2 minus 3x minus 2 all over, LCD natin sa denominator is also 3x minus 2. Distributing this 3 inside the parenthesis, magiging 6x minus 3, because 3 times 2x is 6x, 3 times negative 1 is negative 3, minus twice of our LCD, which is 3x minus 2. And again, this is equal to x. Since both denominators are the same, if we multiply this numerator by the reciprocal of the denominator, this definitely cancels out. If we try to distribute that negative, magigi itong negative 3x, magigi itong positive 2. Also, pag dinistribute natin ito, magiging negative 6x. This becomes positive 4. If we simplify, 4x minus 3x is x. Negative 2 minus negative 2 is, which is positive 2. That's negative 2 plus 2 is also 0 because it cancels out. All over, 6x minus 6x cancels out. Negative 3 plus 4 is 1, which is equal to x. And therefore proves that this 2x minus 1 over 3x minus 2 is the inverse of itself. So that is our answer there. For the last example, we have f of x is equal to square root of x minus 1. And then evaluate f inverse of 3. So again, step 1, replace y with f of x with y, square root of x minus 1. So to solve for x, I just need to square both sides. Y squared is equal to x minus 1. Transpose that there, magiging y squared plus 1 is equal to x. Then we already solved y in terms of x. Then replace x squared plus 1 is equal to y. Therefore, f inverse of x is simply x squared plus 1. And since we are tasked to evaluate f inverse of 3, we just have to substitute 3 squared plus 1. And that gives us 10. That ends this presentation.